What is it?
Trouble.
Are you sure? Can't hear anything.
Bloody hell! Get off the path! Look out! Tijabani's patrol.
Could have had them, Sarge. There was only 2 of them.
And the other 300 back at the barracks, Harris, who'd come looking for them when they didn't turn up from patrol. You have got to think before you act.
With all due respect, Sarge, what are we doing? I mean, I know it's hush-hush, top secret and all that, but don't you think we deserve to know what we're doing? Dropped off into some island without even having the pleasure of taking on any Japs.
That's on a need-to-know basis, Harris. If any of us are captured, it's going to be best that we don't know anything. Japanese have a knack for making people talk.
Did you say 300 Japanese on the island, sir?
Give or take, yes.
What about him? What's he doing here?
If you're referring to Lance Tafado Singh, Harris, he's on temporary transfer from the 77th Indian Brigade.
Weren't there any English lads available?
It was decided, Harris, given the climate we're all enduring at the moment, a man from the Indian Brigade might just survive a 4-day trek without succumbing to some tropical disease of the digestive function.
Now that you mention it, sir.
Mention what?
The digestive function, sir.
Well, you can have 5 minutes. Go on. Get well away from the path. And put that camera away. You lose that, this whole trip's for nothing.
Sir, may I also request 5 minutes?
Fine.
Yeah, and I need a piss and all.
Fine.
Thanks, Sarge.
This is going to be bloody tight.
What is it, Sarge?
Japanese fighter. Been here more than a year by the looks of it.
Do you think it's one of them kamikaze pilots?
If he was, he missed his bleeding target, didn't he? Unless he was aiming for a bleeding hole in the ground.
Save your film, Pike. We're not here to take holiday snaps.
Yes, sir.
Sir, may I be so bold as to make a suggestion?
You may.
Look, the light is dimming. When the sun falls behind the tree line, I predict it will become very dark very quickly. I suggest we set up camp as soon as possible.
I second that, Sarge. My feet are bleeding, killing me.
All right. I guess we're far enough off the beaten track here to take a rest. You carrying the rations, Singh?
Yes, sir.
Permission to light a fire, Sarge.
Weather not warm enough for you, Harris?
It's not that, Sarge. I just don't fancy having cold baked beans for tea again.
All right. Keep it under control.
Oi! What are you doing with my pack?
I believe you're carrying the matches to light the fire.
I'll light the fire. Don't touch my pack again.
What's the problem, Harris?
Well, you can't trust him, Sarge, can you? It's not like he's one of us, is it?
Do you know, Harris? The men of the 77th Indian Brigade, they're all volunteer fighters. Looking at the state of you, I can only assume you were drafted.
I volunteered.
When, 1944? Can't have been out here long, you'd have been used to the heat by now.
I've done my bit. I volunteered for this mission, didn't I? Whatever the hell we're doing here.
Watch your mouth, Private. Keep it down. Still in enemy territory, in case you'd forgotten.
Yes, Sarge. Sorry, Sarge.
Well, somebody gonna cook these beans? I'm bloody starving.
Yes, sir.
Here. What kind of gum you got?
American. Fruity mint or something. I traded it for a pack of fags with this yank when I first came out. I'm saving it for a special occasion.
Well, can I have a bit?
Fuck off. I've only got one stick left. And I'm keeping it for when we're on that boat out of this shithole.
See, that's my fiancée, Olive. Nice, ain't she?
Not now, Pike. My stomach's giving me jip.
Took these myself. My uncle's got a little photography studio downtown centre, showing me how to run the business.
Wonderful.
And when all of this is over, I'm going to be a professional photographer. You know, weddings, babies, that sort of thing. And me and Olive, yeah, we're going to get married.
Bleeding hell, Pike. Do you realise you've just reduced your chances of getting out of here alive by about 80% by telling me that? You're not seeing the pictures about the last lot?
What, the Great War?
Yeah. The war to end all wars, they said.
Did you fight in it?
I'm not that bloody old, am I? Just saw a lot of pictures about it. And Pike, let me tell you something. The lad that waves around a photograph of his beloved fiancée back home, he never makes it to the end.
Aren't you lads going to get some sleep? A long trek tomorrow to get where we're going.
Yeah, I thought there might be. This didn't look like a very big island, but it's taken us bloody ages to cross it.
With the greatest of respect to you, Mr. Harris, I don't believe we are crossing the island.
What?
Unless I am mistaken, I believe we are going around the edge.
What makes you say that?
Earlier on in the day, when the wind was blowing in the right direction, I could detect the sounds of the ocean, even after walking for all these many hours.
Why the bleed now we're going around the edge?
The center of Ramadi Island is impassable, sir. We will definitely fail our mission if we try to cross it directly.
How do you know that? Does he know where we are? How come he gets to know where we are and I don't? I'm more senior than him.
Technically, sir, Lance Dafadar is a higher rank than private.
Shut it! An Englishman outranks any of you lot. Tell him, Sarge.
Keep your voices down. All of you.
Apologies for the misunderstanding, sir. Sergeant Turner didn't tell me anything. I merely calculated our location with the evidence available, just like your very own Sherlock Holmes.
What's he on about?
Explain yourself, Singh.
Well, sir, first of all, I knew we weren't too far from Burma. That is what narrowed it down.
Narrowed it down. There are over 800 islands in this area, Singh.
Yes, sir, but not as many Japani bases with 300 men and even less with an airstrip. I examined the wreckage earlier, sir. It's not battle damage. I believe the plane crashed on either takeoff or landing.
Very good, Singh. What about our mission? You figured that out as well?
No, sir. Except to say,
Yes.
well, the young man and his camera.
What about me?
With the greatest of respect, Private Pike, I don't believe you're here to show your battle skills. I believe you're here to show your photographic skills.
Is that it, sir? Are we just going to take photographs of the base?
Not quite. We have aerial photographs that precisely locate the position of the base. What we don't have is the position of their munitions store. Well, the Japanese aren't stupid. They're not going to locate the store near where their lads sleep. And they're not going to store it where we can see it from the air. But we know it's there because we've seen boats coming and going for months bringing the stuff in. If we can pinpoint the location of the munitions store, get a good image of it to give to the lads in the RAF, they stand a good chance of scoring a direct hit on it, and then boom!
Bloody Japs. They won't know what's hit them.
Right. Which means the follow-up attack by land stands a very good chance of taking the island back, with the added benefit of a very nice airstrip. So, this is why it was supposed to be a tightly kept secret. The Japanese get word that we're planning an attack, they'll be ready for us. We won't stand a chance. Now, unless there are any more questions, what I would suggest is, no, what I would command is, you get your heads down, get some sleep. As soon as the sun's up, we're on the move.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Harris,
Just one question, sir.
what's that?
Well, if we did encounter some of those Japs, and they were trying to kill us, and it was a situation like them or us, can we kill them?
Orders are not to engage.
Fucking hell.
What was that?
Nothing, Sarge.
I hope it was nothing. Get some sleep.
Oi, Pike! Get your camera out. I want to take a picture of me mum.
What the bloody hell do you think you're playing at, Harris?
I had to do it, Sarge. They were onto us.
Really? Well, they certainly will be now. Right, back to camp. Get packed up. We're moving out now.
Come on! Just one picture. I mean, what type of war is this? If we can't take out a few Japs.
Where did you learn to do that?
We have a very similar plant in India, sir.
Ow!
Be careful, Mr. Harris, sir. It's very sharp.
Now you tell me. It strikes me you could be quite a dangerous man,
Only in the service of the British Empire, sir.
if you say so.
Shall we catch up with the others?
I'm watching you.
Oh, good of you to grace us with your presence, Harris. Are you ready to move on?
Look, Sarge, if they found us all asleep, we'd all be dead by now.
Don't give me that. You went out looking for trouble. You certainly found it. You have put this mission into serious jeopardy.
How do you reckon that?
According to the plan, we've a 2-day walk until we get to the Japanese base, 3-day walk back to the pickup point. You may not have noticed, but those Japanese soldiers you took on weren't carrying supplies. So, less than a day's walk from some sort of Japanese encampment. Let's be generous. Say 8 hours. 16 hours before they realise back at base they're not coming back from patrol. Send troops out looking for them, find their bodies. Assuming they've got a field radio, every soldier on this island is looking for us 24 hours from now.
Apologies for the interruption, sir. But the Japanese would have guessed we are targeting the munition store. They will double the guard at least.
You shut up.
He's right. We may evade the search, but we're stuffed if we don't get near that munition store.
Might it be as well to abandon the mission, sir?
I considered all the options, Pike, including that one. But the pickup boat's not coming back till Tuesday, and we're sitting ducks if we're waiting around in the meantime. The only course of action is to change the route. Look at the shape of the island. Long, thin, like a cucumber. That's why it's taken so long to go around the edge. But if we went straight across, as a crow flies, we might just be there in under 24 hours.
But, sir, the terrain.
It's swampland, yes, I know that, Mr. Singh. But I thought that was one of your strengths. You were brought up in this kind of climate, weren't you?
They say the swamplands of Ramadi Island are almost impassable.
You're not scared of getting your feet wet, are you?
My Olive got pneumonia once. They said that was from getting her feet wet.
Well, that was in England. You're not going to get pneumonia out here. It's too bloody hot.
Quiet! This isn't up for discussion, now get moving.
Shit!
What's this?
It's just a few grenades, Sarge.
And who authorised you to bring them?
Well, it was on my own initiative, sir.
Initiative? I've seen more initiative in a goldfish, Harris. What were you going to do with them on a reconnaissance mission? One of those goes off. Every Japanese soldier within earshot's after us. 4 of us versus 300. How do you think that's going to work out?
I just want to blow a few of those bastards up. Isn't that what we're here for?
You are here to protect the interests of the British Empire in whatever way your superior officers see fit. You may want to go out in a blaze of glory, Harris. The rest of us would quite like to get off this island in one piece.
What shall we do with them, sir?
I've half a mind to leave them here. But that'd be like leaving a trail of breadcrumbs for the Japanese. No, you put them in your pack, Singh.
Oh, Sarge. Anyone but him. You can't trust him.
Right now, I'd sooner trust him than you.
But he isn't even English.
Now get moving. This is it, lads. Straight on through.
Told you we're going to get our feet wet.
Well, how deep do you think it gets? Because I'm not much of a swimmer.
I don't think it'll come over your head, Pike. Come on, we've no time to lose. I don't much fancy wading through this lot in the dark, but I don't think we've got much choice.
Forgive me, sir. But what is that?
Jesus Christ!
Chichipani soldier.
I wonder what he was doing out here.
And what happened to him?
I read something about the Japanese. If one of their men disgraces their unit, send him out to the countryside with a sword. And then, when he kills himself, takes his sword and puts it right through his guts. I don't know how they could do it. I couldn't do it. It's called Harry Summit.
Harry Kiru.
You heard of it, sir?
I've seen him do it, Pike. But if that was the case, what's happened to his sword?
Never mind that. What happened to his bleeding legs? Do you think he chopped them off and they ran away on their own?
Sir, this could be a worrying development. What if there's something in the water?
We move on.
Can you really tell where we are on there, Sarge?
As long as we keep going in a straight line, we'll be on course.
Straight line. We could be going around in circles for all we know.
We're going east, Harris. All I need is a compass to confirm that.
Sergeant Turner is correct. I've been tracking our progress in line with the stars.
The stars? How ridiculous. How can you see the stars for all that fog?
Well, I could earlier.
You all right, Pike?
Just tired, sir.
Ah, is it past your bedtime?
That's enough, Harris.
Sorry, Sarge.
Actually, Sarge, just been thinking about what Harris said. About all those old war pictures and lads who didn't make it home. It's got me thinking about Olive is all, and who's going to look after her if I don't?
Pike, I wouldn't take any notes about what I say. I'm just a miserable old git who spends too much time at the pictures, don't I?
Yeah, well, bet you've seen more of a war than I have.
To be honest, Sarge was right. I only signed up last year.
Well, how come you weren't drafted?
It's a long story.
Still, didn't need to sign up for this mission, did you?
Well, I thought it was going to be blowing something up, didn't I?
Quiet, Harris. We don't know how close we might be to a Japanese encampment.
Even the Japanese have got more sense to camp in the middle of a bloody swamp. Isn't that right?
Jesus Christ, Harris. Look what you made me do.
What was that?
Compass. It's in the water. Somewhere over there. Start searching.
Have we got another one?
No, not me.
What happens if we can't find it?
Sergeant Turner, sir. Can I have views of the dot, sir? I think I saw something here.
Yes, all right.
What's happened?
Looks like the sergeant's gonna arse over tit in the water. Sarge! Sarge!
Sarge?
Give me that. Sarge! Sarge! Sarge!
Please, sir. Quiet. The enemy could be nearby.
Never mind that. Could be right in front of me. Pike!
I was just looking at the water.
So maybe you took your chance while no one was looking, huh?
Really, sir? I must protest.
Come on, Harris. He's on our side, surely.
Is he? There's a lot of them that don't like us. Us English. I've even heard some of you siding with the Japs.
Please, Mr. Harris, sir. I can assure you, I wasn't part of that faction. My family was hugely benefiting by trading with the British Empire. How could I make Sergeant Turner disappear?
I don't know. You were looking pretty handy this morning, though. Maybe the Sarge is floating down the river with a bleeding tropical leaf stuck in his neck.
Really, sir? With the utmost respect, can you stop wasting time so I can resume my search for the sergeant?
You listen to me. In the absence of a commanding officer, I'm the most senior here. And I'm running this shit show now.
In that case, sir, shouldn't you be using this valuable time trying to figure a way out of this swamp?
Come on, Harris. He's right. We should be looking for the compass. You don't really think he killed Sarge, do you?
From now on, you don't go out of my sight. You got that?
Yes, sir.
I'm watching you. Now get looking for that compass.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
May I point out a small inaccuracy you made in an earlier statement, Mr. Harris? As you know, my rank is of Lance Dafadar. You and Mr. Pike are privates. So as far as your claim goes as being the senior man, I'm really sorry to say that is specifically incorrect, sir.
Don't push your bleeding luck, Singh. I've just about had enough.
You Jesus Christ!
What is it?
Something just went past my leg.
Ah!
Pike! What is it?
Found the compass.
You gave me a bleeding heart attack.
Look, there!
What?
There's something in the water!
Where?
Don't shoot! The Japanese!
I couldn't care less about the Japanese at this point. I'm more concerned about what just went past my leg.
I suggest we move very quickly!
Pike, which way's east?
It's that way.
Wait! What is that?
It's the Sarge. Somebody get him up. Fuck me.
Don't shoot, sir! The Japanese!
Fuck the Japanese.
It's not going to work! The pistol!
What are you on about?
They have very thick hides.
What do?
Crocodiles.
Let's get out of here.
Well, we made it. I never thought we were going to see the end of that bleeding swamp.
Permission to have a rest, sir.
Why are you asking me?
I believe you volunteered to take over the mission last night, sir.
Ha! Yeah, that's a laugh, isn't it?
Are you suggesting we give up?
I'm suggesting you tell me everything you know about crocodiles.
Not very much, sir. But we do have them in India. The same type. The saltwater crocodile.
That ain't saltwater.
No, sir. It's just the name of the breed.
Well, how do you know? We haven't even seen one.
It's the kind of breed that lives in these swamplands. It is the same back home.
What are you, a crocodile expert now?
No, not at all, sir. But I did see one attack a man once.
What happened?
I was very, very young. Me and a few friends decided to go on an expedition out of the city. We were reading up about your very own Dr. Livingston. So we imagined we will be exploring the farthest reaches of Africa. Just 3 young boys and a paniwala.
What's that?
It's a man who carried the water for us.
What, like a servant?
Yes. He was sent from home by my father.
Christ, I never knew you lot had servants. I thought you were the servants.
He was from a very low caste, and I feel ashamed because we treated him very poorly. He begged us not to go into the swamp waters because he knew we would ruin our shoes and he would get the blame. But we didn't listen to him because we didn't respect him. One of us found some sticks, so we decided to go fishing by the water's edge. And then it appeared out of nowhere. A huge monster scaly head come out of the water. This poor man put himself between us and the crocodile. It was so fast, like it was with the sergeant.
You knew all this, and you let us go wandering into a crocodile-infested swamp without telling us anything.
No, I tried to warn the sergeant, but he was most insistent.
We didn't do a very good job, did ya?
I was thinking about the mission.
All right. We've still got a mission to accomplish. For what it's bleeding worth. We've still got the compass. We've still got the camera. We've still got the grenades. So just maybe, we can make something worthwhile out of this shit show yet. Let's get a couple of hours, Kip. And then we'll head east. See what we can find.
Who is that in the picture?
Don't tell him, Pike.
It's my fiancée, Olive.
That's it, mate. You got no chance now.
Mr. Harris,
Don't you, Mr. Harris, me.
I'm really sorry, sir. I thought you was an enemy.
I bet you did.
Really, sir? There's no need for the pistol.
I'll be the judge of that scene. What are you up to?
Up to?
I saw you nick that compass out of Pike's bag. And you know without that we're all screwed. So what are you up to?
Please, Mr. Harris, sir, I insist you lower the gun.
You insist, or what?
I may be forced to take unfortunate measures.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see that. He's gone.
Crocodiles.
I told him. Bleeding told him. He was just a kid. He shouldn't have been out here in the first place. Stupid kid. Who's gonna tell her, eh? Who's gonna turn up with a cap in her hand? I'm sorry, Mrs. Harris. He died too young. But he was serving his country.
Mrs. Harris?
What?
Don't you mean Mrs. Pike?
I had a little brother. Will. He was about the same age as Pike. First in line at the town to join up, he was. I had special dispensation. Someone had to stay at home and look after my mum. Will couldn't wait. He thought he was going to Germany to fight Hitler. But he was never any bleeding good at geography. He ended up in Singapore. Stupid sod. He didn't know Singapore from Streatham High Street. He just thought it was going to be this big adventure. He even sent us a letter home, saying there was nothing to do. Him and the boys were just lying around in the bunks, trying to avoid the sun. And then we heard the Japanese had attacked. We never had any more letters after that. Months went by, and then there was a knock on the door. Some sergeant major or other. We knew it was bad, because he had a cap in his hand. And with him was this tiny scrap of a bloke. Skin and bone. Well, anyway, this bloke introduced himself. Turns out he was fighting alongside our Will. captured by the Japs. They ended up in some prisoner of war camp in Thailand. You should have heard the things they did to my little brother. I wish my mum had been in the same room and heard all that. This bloke, he made it out alive. Barely. But Will didn't. The next day, I packed my mum off to live with her sister. Then I signed up. And now, here we are. We've still got a mission to finish. And you know what? We're gonna finish this mission. For Pike. For the Sarge. And I don't care what you're up to. We're gonna find that ammo dump. We're gonna blow the fucker up. If we made it out of that crocodile-infested swamp, we could do anything.
Actually, the reason I took the compass and went out walking earlier was so I could try to ascertain our position and plan our route eastward.
And?
To the east, there's just more swamp.
How about north?
More swamp.
South?
Swamp.
Are you telling me?
I'm sorry to say, we're not out of the swamp. We're on an island in the middle of the swamp. I didn't know about your brother. But now I can understand why you hate them so much. The Japanese. But I was wondering, what if that body we saw earlier of that Japanese man, he had a brother in Japan, or a mother waiting for her son to come back home?
Yeah, well, they started it, didn't they? I mean, look, Singapore and Hong Kong, it's British territory. We had the right to be there. They didn't.
It wasn't always British territory, sir.
Well, we invaded it first. Look. What's that?
It's Pike's backpack.
No, it's not. There's a map sticking out the top. It's Sarge's.
If only we could get that map.
We'd have a bleeding chance to get out of here. What do you think?
What do I think of what?
Getting the backpack.
Let's not be too hasty.
Come on, it's not that far out.
Perhaps, with you being the senior officer, it will be a privilege for you to carry out such a heroic act.
Don't give me that. I thought you were the senior officer.
It's very complicated, yaar. There's too many ranks.
Look, I've got an idea. Let's go fishing. Good thing you got those extra bootlaces in your pack.
Do you think it will hold?
Why not? You haven't got to lift the pack up. Just hook it, pull it in.
Who's going to hold it?
Well, you've been fishing in the swamp before.
How excellent of you to remember. It's not long enough.
Ah, just go in a bit.
It still won't be long enough.
It will be if you go far enough. Don't worry about it. I'll keep an eye out for the crocodiles.
Are you sure?
Just get on with it. You'll be in and out in 2 minutes.
I think I can get it. Aris! It's looking at me. What should I do?
Well, I thought you knew about these things.
I'm struggling to remember the finer details at this moment.
How good can they see? Maybe you should stay still.
I'm leaning more towards running away.
Christ!
What?
There's another one. Do they hunt in packs?
I don't know.
They're coming! Get out!
You could have kept hold of the pole.
I'm really sorry, sir. I didn't think it was a priority at the time.
I mean, they've gone. Want to try again? Oh, come on, look. Just down there, in and out. I'll keep an eye this time, I promise.
No, it's not that. Every time we go into the water, we attract their attention, and then we come running back to the land for safety. What if they grow bold enough and decide to follow us?
Can they do that?
They're not like fish, you know, sir. They have legs.
But without that map, we don't know which way to go to get off this bleeding island.
I understand, sir. This is a conundrum indeed.
It's been a few hours. I haven't seen a single crocodile. It's like we imagined the whole thing. I swear there were loads of them. And now, there's not one. Maybe they've swam off somewhere else. Like birds when they all fly off at once.
Are you suggesting crocodiles migrate?
I don't mean they've gone south for the winter. Maybe they've just gone for a swim. Look! Fucking bastard crocodiles. Look at that. They've been waiting there the whole time.
They can hold their breath for several hours.
Are you the expert again?
Oh, it was just an observation. And I also observed every time the water splashes, it attracts their attention, just as I feared.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, if something was splashing the water over there, that might attract their attention long enough for someone else to go and get the backpack.
It seems like a risky plan at both ends.
You got any better ideas?
I believe it's your turn to go into the water, Mr. Harris, sir.
Yeah, whatever. Tell you what. Let's drop all this Mr. Harris and Sir Bollocks. My name's Jack.
Very good, Jack. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Hari Narayan Shera Punjab Singh Lal Killa Chandni Chowk Delhi wala.
Oh, forget it.
Hari for short.
Yeah, all right. It's enough time wasted. You best get chucking some rocks in there, see if it's going to work.
Yes, Jack. Look there. It's working.
Chuck another one.
I suggest you don't shout. They may be able to hear you. There's 3 over here. This may be your best chance.
Yeah, in a minute. Right.
Hey, crocodile, over here.
He's gone bleeding mad. I've got it.
Oh, thank God for that. I can't see where the bloody crocodiles are anyway. You saved my life, Jack.
Oh, shut it. It's just a scratch.
It would have dragged me in, just like Pike.
Come on. We gotta keep moving.
That sun's going down.
And I'd rather spend the night away from that water.
I don't think I can get up, Jack.
Yes, you can. It's not that far. And when we get there, I'll light a fire, and that'll keep them away.
or bring them nearer.
How's the leg?
Not better, not worse.
That's good. Be alright in the morning. We've had a bit of kip.
Tell me something, Jack. There's something I don't understand.
What?
It really surprised me. Your reaction to what happened to young Pike. I can understand your explanation, but I never imagined you saw him like a brother, because you never had a kind word to say to him.
Kind word?
What I mean is, you would always make jokes about him, or have a laugh at his expense.
Oh, that. Listen, Harry, you wouldn't understand. It's a British thing. It's what we do.
A British thing?
It's called taking the piss, having a laugh, a bit of banter. That's all.
Banter?
It's how you know who your mates are, when you can have a bit of banter. It's like a show of affection, I suppose.
Oh, I see. Now I understand why you used to shout at me and accuse me of doing certain things. Because you felt I was like a brother to you.
No. Yeah, that was it. I should have known you wouldn't understand.
It's okay. I get it now. You bloody stupid English idiot.
Oi! Watch it. There are ways of doing it. Fuck me.
What is it?
Look at this. That's the route we're meant to take. The Sarge marked on there where we turned east into the swamp. That is the route we were meant to take. And if you follow a straight line east, there's a tiny little island. And that's where we are. And if you go further east, there's that bleak Japanese base. It's less than half a mile away from here. We're nearly there. If they've got any lights, we'll be able to see it from here. Which way's east?
I don't know.
Can't you tell from the stars or something?
My eyes are a little blurry.
God, forget it. Where's the compass?
It was here in the morning.
So what happened to it?
It was in my hand
When?
when we were fighting.
Are you bleeding kidding me? After what we went through to get that map, we were that close.
I'm really sorry to say. I'm not going to be able to make it that far anyway. Not through the water with this leg.
Listen, Harry. I tell you what. You wait here. And tomorrow, I'll go back to where we first came out of that water. I'll make a straight line east. I'll find that base. And then I'll find the munitions dump. And I'll blow the fucker up with a couple of them grenades.
And then what?
And then, while I'm gone, you find some sticks, build a raft. This nice big raft. And then we can float out of the swamp to the getaway boat. And then we'll be back in Singapore for supper. How's that sound?
I really appreciate your optimism, Jack. But you have to be realistic. The description of these events is very unlikely.
We've got to try and do something. Otherwise, this has all been a waste of time. Sarge, Pike, all for what? I'll tell you one thing. I'm not quitting. Not now. We've come too fucking far.
I was in this situation once before.
5 rupees. What's this? Indian money?
Now look at it. Japanese government. When the Japanese invaded Burma, they imposed their own currency. I was fighting out there. I found this and decided to keep it as a souvenir.
That's the bleeding Japanese for you, innit? It's their way of showing you who's boss. We're running the bleeding country now, mate.
You're probably right.
Bloody Japs.
But it was the same in 1835 when the British imposed the Indian Coinage Act. They said that all the Indian currency will have to bear the face of the King of England.
Well, that was different. We weren't at war then. Anyway, India was a bloody mess before we came in and sorted it out.
Perhaps that is what Mr. Hitler thought of Poland.
You what?
Please don't misunderstand me, Jack. As you know, my family business benefited hugely by trading with the British Empire. It was my father who encouraged me to join the volunteer army. He said we owe the British a huge debt.
What were you doing in Burma?
They called it Operation Longcloth.
You were on Operation Longcloth.
You've heard of it?
Of course. It's all in the papers. Major General Wingate going on about what a success it was.
It was terrible. We were amongst the first in. Long-range penetration, they called it. We were ordered to cross the Irrawaddy River deep into Burma. Our column was the first to cross it, and then we decided to sit and wait for the others. But then the orders changed. Wingate was ordered to withdraw. We were left stranded on the wrong side of the river with limited supplies and the Japanese hunting us down. We were deep into enemy territory, just like you and I are now.
Then what happened?
We had to abandon all our equipment. And once the supplies ran out, we were instructed to eat our horses. I refused. Eventually, I used that horse to cross the river. I made it. But a lot of them didn't. I believe we lost 1,000 men overall.
Christ, I didn't print that in the papers.
You keep it.
It's your souvenir.
I believe you have a slightly better chance than me of making it off this island.
I've got something here for you. Try that.
What is that?
American gum? You never tried it before?
I don't believe I've ever had the pleasure.
There you go.
Are you sure, Jack?
Of course.
Thank you very much. Very unusual flavor.
Did you just swallow it?
Yes, very, very tasty.
You're not meant to swallow it. I wanted that back. I could have made that last a week. What's that? There's something out there.
The Japanese patrol.
I doubt it. One thing I say about the Japanese is they ain't stupid. And they're not going to go marching into a swamp full of bloody crocodiles. Not like we did.
What if they did?
You what?
I never finished telling you about Operation Longcloth.
You better hurry up. I think we got company.
It was a horrible failure, but there was one positive. The Japanese sent out 3 whole divisions to hunt us down. That left them very short of men. So when they attempted to invade India, they miserably failed.
Shit! There's one of them. I think we're in trouble, mate.
Are you listening to me, Jack?
Yeah, we beat them out of India. What are you getting at?
Well, sometimes you can fail and still make a difference.
Oh, Christ. There's another one.
Listen to me, Jack. We agreed. If the Japanese hear a gun, they will send a patrol to investigate. But what if they hear a few of these go off? They will think they're under attack, and they might just send out a whole division.
To a swamp full of crocodiles. That'd be a bleeding massacre.
Right.
If I have to go down, I'm going down fighting. And if I can take out a whole division of Japs with me, that's even better. Give me the bag.
Look out! There's another one. I knew it. I knew they'd come.
They got a taste for us now, ain't they? Wonder if they're like Japanese men like they like the English.
They seem to like a bit of Indian, all right. Look out! It's coming back.
Well, they ain't gonna come back when he gets a taste of this. You hear that, you bloody Japs? There's more where that came from. Come and get us if you got the guts.
Look out! Jack!
Get off me, you bloody ugly bastard!
Jack! Throw me the bag! The strap! I've got you!
Let go, you idiot! I shall take you as well!
Shut up! I've got you! Jack! I've got you! hell?
Jack Harris? You bloody stupid English idiot.
This one is for you, my brother.